Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brother Callum here. So after the long week that we've just gone through with the whole Earth 2 challenge and all of that other stuff, we're having a bit more of a wind down video today. So this week, Axie Infinity, the biggest crypto game, has been hacked for $600 million. Now, why is this important and how did it happen? Good questions. It's important because as the biggest crypto game that is actually renowned as a game, this is massive. This just goes to show what the future of crypto is looking like in the gaming industry, and it's not looking good. We've known this for the longest time, but this has just concrete confirmed what everybody already thought. Now, what is Axie Infinity? Well, Axie Infinity is a Pokemon-style game where you battle these axolotls, or Axies as they're called, which can be bred and get traits based off the breeding, based off the parents. And you know what, I have to say, it's actually a really cool idea, and it is the one thing that almost tempted me into testing it. Recently, the price of these Axies has plummeted, so it's very easy to get into now. And I was actually very tempted to give it a look at, to show people what this dystopian future of crypto gaming actually is. So I guess I'll probably do that soon now that the market's crashed catastrophically. So I'll enlarge one of these to show you. The art's actually pretty cute. I can't lie, but that's not what we're here for. So this is based on the Ronin network, the Ronin blockchain. Now the issue here is that the Ronin blockchain was compromised with what we call a 51% attack. So with it being a decentralized network and it being a majority decision on if a transaction is legit or not, this has been theorized with Bitcoin for the longest time. If you can have enough say in this vote, you can be the majority. And that is exactly what happened here. I believe it was that they needed 5 out of 8 votes, which is nothing. That's a very, very small sample size for a vote. So somebody quite easily got themselves into a position to be 5 of those 8 votes, and they cleaned out $600 million of the Ronin token from players. Now, while I feel bad for the people who've lost money on this, it's been a long time coming, and in fact there have been numerous people in the past that have alerted people to the fact that this sort of attack is incredibly easy to do, specifically on the Ronin network, as it is not a main fork of any chain or anything. It is just a rather small network in the grand scale of things because of its use cases, right? It's not a widely used blockchain. So gaining 51% is not impossible. It's actually possible, as we've seen. Now, this is one of the biggest crypto hacks that I've ever seen. And what makes this worse is this happened on the 25th, and it took 6 days for the owners of the blockchain to even realize it had been compromised. Now, with 600 million being pulled out of a liquidity pool, I would say it's quite obvious that this has happened. Now, whether they did know when they were scrambling to fix something before alerting anyone to try and just like hide the crimes, even though they weren't their crimes, I feel it's a bit odd that nobody noticed $600 million going missing in 6 days. Now, this 6 days has a bigger kind of problem attached to it. And that problem is the fact that once the owners realized, they reached out to Binance and other places where these cryptocurrencies can be exchanged. And from what I can tell, they tried to ask them to put a block on these funds from going through, which is commonplace, right? You basically blacklist that wallet on the exchanges, simple stuff. And it makes it more feasible to get authorities involved because they can't move the money. There are other ways to do it. There are black markets, there are back alleys to do this, so that doesn't even really matter. Not to mention, this was 6 days after the hack, at which point the thief has probably already cashed it all out and it's gone. You're not seeing it again. Now, this really reflects because they froze the Ronin blockchain, so people couldn't sell off their SLP, Smooth Love Potion, which is one of the currencies in Axie. And yeah, as soon as it was reopened, yikes. It's all over the place. But Ronin is the one that took a real hit here. The actual blockchain's token has plummeted. We went down to nearly half its value at one point, and it doesn't seem to be recovering at any meaningful rate. And honestly, I don't think it ever will recover to where it was, because it's just proven its insecurity. And this leads to a massive, massive problem with blockchain games. And not specifically in the case how this has happened, but more in the case of how this will happen in the future. So currently, blockchain games are not fully on the blockchain. They are database driven with blockchain activity attached. Now, when you take decentralized and centralized and you put them together, you get centralized. Because anything where those two merge, you've created a weak link in the chain. Think of it like this. Imagine you've got an actual chain made of steel or iron, and then you replace one of the links in that chain with rubber bands. That chain is not fit for purpose. The sequence you go through is only as strong as the weakest link in that chain. So this is one of the fundamental problems with blockchain games. Until they are fully on a stable blockchain, and it's possible to do that some point in the future, until that happens, we're going to see this very regularly. Now, the thing that will be interesting to see with this in particular is how they handle reimbursement, if at all, because it is their chain that got hacked. Their choice of blockchain is the reason that this happened. Now, they have a public wallet with over $200 million of Ethereum in it, which they can reimburse people with. But are they going to, is the real question, because on their Twitter, they've basically been radio silent about this. On the Axie Infinity Twitter, which is kind of, it doesn't bode well at all. That, as it stands at this current moment in time, there really isn't actually much to say on this, because it's so fresh and so out there in the open. It's in open water at this point. Nobody knows where it's going. Nobody knows what the outcome of this is going to be. Although I'd like to ask something, because a lot of you keep saying, what's the point of crypto games? How do they work? Why? Why? Just why? I'm tempted to buy one of these Axies to just take a look at the game, to see what our dystopian future looks like. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd actually like to see. Because at an entry price of $30, I'm happy to do that just to see what the hell this is all about. But yeah, bit of a shorter video today because, as I say, the last week has been hectic. It has been a long slog. It has been many things. But I just wanted to get a video out today before the stream. A nice chill one. As always, guys, a massive thank you to the patrons. You guys actually were the reason that I was able to take a week off YouTube to take on the Earth 2 challenge. And I appreciate that more than anything. So many of you have joined the Patreon since that. You've made events like this possible, and I will definitely be doing more things like this in the future. It'll be a bit of a while before I do another 7-day challenge, but it's not out of the question. As always, I am going to be live over on Twitch after this. We will be talking about the Shadow Cabal's secret meeting that took place yesterday. We'll be playing some games and chilling. If that's not your thing, totally understandable. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.